GTA Online is like an abusive spouse to me. I keep coming back to it and it punches me in the stomach, pees in my face, and then asks me to pay for it. Every time I come back, I realize I hate the game and it hates me. GTA Online is not fun, and Rockstar should consider it an embarrassment. Ridiculous AI, awful security, annoying and tedious missions, spam phone calls, unclear terrain, the stupidest mission reward system I have ever seen, interactions with other players is a hindrance and an annoyance, and possibly the most grindy gameplay I've ever seen, and I've played World of Warcraft. Artificial game lengtheners, mobile gaming gameplay, and paywalls. There's probably more I could say, but do I need to? And of course, microtransactions, the shark cards. You can make the argument that most of the problems in the game are in the game because of the shark cards. But I think it's half and half. One half is shark cards, and the other is just sheer laziness. Are there parts of the game that are fun? Yes. I can't even say yes without sounding unsure. Before we even get into the game, let's talk about the security. Like the actual security of the software. Everyone and their mother probably knows that GTA Online has a huge hacking problem. Most people think it's just a hacker coming into your online lobby, maybe fucking with you and destroying your cars, and generally ruining your experience. Maybe it's a nice hacker that gives you money, or it's a piece of shit that will steal your money. What most people don't know is that the hackers can pretty easily find your IP address and then dox you and also DDoS you, just for the fun of it. Hackers can also mess with you in single player. How can they do that? Well, because Rockstar Games Club has personalized IDs for every account, and with this ID, the hackers can find your IP address and they can fuck with you in single player, because all of these mod menus are based on code that is already in GTA 5 and GTA Online. These IDs are super easy to get just with Google Chrome and Inspect Element. But a YouTuber called Gypsy has already made a great video on this subject, so if you want to learn more about it, then the link for that video will be in the description. The open world. When GTA Online was coming out, I thought it would be the best thing ever. Me and my friends could drive down to the local bank and rob it, and we would be able to do the awesome shit that we can do in single player, but together. Then, when it came out, I saw that instead everyone is just a piece of shit in free mode and will try their hardest to annoy the fuck out of you. Are there players who are nice? Yes, of course, but usually that just means we don't fuck with each other. So nice players don't add anything to my experience, but asshole players will make my experience much worse. But can I do anything in free mode? No, not really. I can rob convenience stores, but that as gameplay is not fun for long. The first 2 times I rob a convenience store, I'm laughing like a goblin from Dungeon Lords. But the next few times I'm just trying to put a check mark on the convenience stores on the map. I can't go down with my friends to the local bank and rob it in free mode. There's just nothing to do. Except the nightclub, import-export, gun running and the motorcycle stuff. Maybe Headhunter? But let's just start with the motorcycle stuff. So you start a motorcycle club by buying a clubhouse, which costs something from $200,000 to $500,000. But there are upgrades that can drive the price over $1 million. You can then do MC missions, but I've never done them, so whatever. What you would actually do is then buy a business. A very illegal business, like selling street-level Adderall and Ritalin. Let's take the ADHD medication business for example. So, the cheapest is just under $1 million. But you would want to buy a more expensive one since the cheap one is going to be in a terrible location. But once you get it, now you can start making money as long as you make sure it has enough supplies. So you can steal supplies or buy them. So you steal them, you get them for free, and you have to do a time-consuming mission where you have to drive a long distance, something I like to call an artificial game lengthener. Then probably kill some people, take the supplies, usually a car you have to steal, take it back the long drive. Also, you probably have to escape the cops that will just spawn around you and helicopters that spawn heading straight for you. Get them back to the lab and get a measly amount of supplies for the business. And now you have the mobile game mechanics at play, because you have to wait in-game for the meth to be produced. Wow, great, thanks Rockstar, highly engaging gameplay right here. Arbitrary wait times, yay! But I guess it's realistic. But once the product is produced from your supplies, what you will get is a stockpile of meth that is worth a practical joke. So how can this be improved? Well, you upgrade the business of course, and all 3 upgrades will cost you just short of 2 million. At this point you are probably $4 million or more in the hole for this worthless business. No one in their right mind starts with an MC club though. They start with import-export, because that can actually make money. So to finish that off, you would buy supplies for the meth and then go do import-export. Import-export works just like every other open world mission in GTA. Head to the yellow marker or the target, take the green object there and take it somewhere else. By the way, none of this should be done in a lobby with other players, unless they are all your friends. You should be doing it in a private lobby, which is done by opening Resource Monitor and suspending the GTA process and then resuming it. Congratulations, you are now in a solo lobby and will have a much better experience in this game. By the way, import-export will cost you upwards of $1 million. These are the paywalls I'm talking about. And almost everything in this game has an insane, ridiculous price that will require huge amounts of grind. Be a CEO, source a crate or a car, go into the open world, find the crate or car, bring it back to the warehouse, repeat, and then finally decide to sell when you have enough. By the way, you're going to be doing it all alone because no one wants to do it with you, because they will make next to no money from it. It is not worth it for them at all. But you make at least decent money from selling, and the missions are just taking the product or the car somewhere else. Oh, and yeah, the car mission. You are supposed to deliver the car with the least amount of damage taken possible, because if it takes damage, you will sell the car for less. This is impossible to do if there is a Mark II oppressor cunt in your lobby. And even then, you will have to drive slowly and carefully, because the AI in this game is programmed to get in your way. If you are driving fast, a car in front of you will get a sudden compulsion to take a snap turn into whatever direction you are coming from, their left or their right. This is not fun, Rockstar. I don't like this, Rockstar. This doesn't make me want to buy a shark card, Rockstar. The bunker. Buy or steal supplies, wait for product to happen, and then sell it. I get decent money out of my bunker at least, but I have both upgrades, so that's why. But the supplies in the bunker can be used on research and stock. The stock works like the meth, but the research is just some weapon modification or car modification or a sticker or something. And you don't get to choose what you research, you just have to eat whatever the RNG shits into your mouth. But you can just buy whatever is being researched to skip to the next one. There's that shark card incentives. Yes! I love playing a game made by a finance department. Then, for the rest of the free roam stuff, we have stuff like the Terror Bite missions and Headhunter. and it's always kill the people marked in red on the map, or go here and collect a green object. Something like that. By the way, all these businesses and apartments come with regular bills. Yes, paying bills and taxes in a video game about criminals. Hey, they got Al Capone on tax evasion, so I guess they're being realistic here. Even if it is fucking annoying that my bank account is constantly being drained. So I can't rob a bank in free roam. That's a mission, a heist. But before I get into that, let's talk about the AI. Here's how fighting the NPCs works. Shoot the guard in the head, wait for him to get back up, repeat until he dies. Why does every guard or NPC take 15 to 20 bullets to their body before they finally die? A headshot is a headshot. They should die instantly from that. Sometimes they die from a headshot, but sometimes they don't. Where's the fucking consistency? Why is one NPC a normal human being and the other actually a cyborg pretending to be a human? Every NPC has an aimbot. We all know how that works. But what is usually done is that the aimbot is tuned so that it's actually fair. And some NPCs are like that, but others aren't. The NPCs operate on the scale of fine difficulty to complete bullshit. And one NPC being complete bullshit ruins the entire experience. Let's say you're doing a survival mission. Survival missions can be accessed from free mode or the job menu. You get like 20 guys you have to kill. If 19 of them are fine, but one is bullshit, the 19 don't matter at all, because the one bullshit guy will just insta-headshot you and end your run. And I've seen clips where the AI will shoot through walls, and me in my buzzard will constantly get shot to shit when I'm in my buzzard. But most of the time I will get around that by flying away really fast or turning my plane in such a way that they physically can't shoot me. My worst experience was Cayo Perico, because in Cayo Perico I can't see shit because of the foliage. But the bushes and the trees and whatever else don't matter for shit to an aimbot. An aimbot can see through that just fine. So I can't use the trees as cover because it puts me at a disadvantage against the AI. Rockstar could fix all of this by just tuning the AI better and making sure the AI won't shoot when they can't actually see the player, like when foliage blocks their vision. But I doubt they will do that, because Rockstar won't do anything unless it directly translates into shark card sales. It's a game that's built to be cheesed, because if you face the enemies in the game the normal way, you will have a bad time, and you will constantly die from bullshit. And every source or deliver mission, the enemies magically know where you are, and they can with pinpoint accuracy shoot you in the head, but you can avoid that with a Kuruma. But in a deliver vehicle mission, you just have to shoot them as soon as you can see them. Or they will suddenly go from 60 kilometers an hour to 160 in 2 seconds and smash into your car and headshot you. Annoying trash. The heists. They are built in the on-rails gameplay design of Rockstar that they do for all of their missions, especially the ones in Red Dead Redemption 2. If you want more on that, here's a Nakey Jakey video.
And after GTA 3, Rockstar could have gone down 2 different roads that they had inadvertently created. A, one of more non-linearity, giving players more freedom to craft their own experiences while doing the missions, much like how it is while roaming the open world. Or B, a more scripted and movie-like experience where the player has to do things in the right order and fashion that Rockstar tells them to, or else they fail the mission. And for the most part, Rockstar went with road number B.
Here's the heist structure. Buy a building you need for the heist that usually costs 2 million. Paywalls, yay! Yummy yummy shark cards. Then you probably need to do some point A to point B to point C mission to get everything up and running. Oh, and by the way, you'll probably have to go through an annoying cutscene full of characters you don't like. Except maybe Lester or Pavel, they're fine. But every time Santa or KDJ call me, I wanna insert a nail into my brain. Then, for the heist, you have to pay a startup cost, something around $20,000 or something. For the Pacific Standard job, it's 100,000. Don't ever pay that. No one wants to do that mission, and it's a waste of money. Then you have the setup missions. Almost all of them are go to place, take the green object, escape a 3-star wanted level, and then take it back to your heist setup business. Some of these heist setups can be skipped by paying money for it, and it costs a pretty big amount, to the point where I look at it thinking, if I pay to skip everything, I think I will lose money on the heist. If at any point in your video game you are offering the player the ability to skip a part of it, you are surrendering. You are admitting that you know that that part of the game isn't fun. And the setup missions are not fun. The heists themselves actually can be, when the AI isn't being bullshit or any of the other various problems. In my World of Warcraft video, I talked about how much I hated that I needed to grind to get to the good part, and it is the exact same feeling here. I have to grind through boring, tedious setup missions to be able to get to the heist, the fun part. The newest update, the Tuners update, actually isn't that bad in this regard, but the heists there aren't really heists. It's just more point ABC type missions. There isn't much difference between the Tuners heists and the setups. The casino heist is the worst offender, because you have like 16 setup missions to get to the heist. I know some of these are optional, but the optional missions make the heist easier, so of course you're gonna do that, because you wanna get away with as much money as you can. I said this in the WoW video, and I'm gonna say it again. Why do I have to play through boring content to get to the good part? Why is there even a good part instead of a good game? Here's a GTA Online heist. We will take the Pacific Standard job for example. Actually, let's not do that, because every single part of that requires 4 teammates, and it's gonna take 15 to 20 minutes just to gather those 3 extra people for the job every single time. And one of those teammates could be a fucking asshole that decides to leave right when you're about to finish the mission and fail the mission. Then of course, those teammates are incompetent, brain-deficient apes that are probably gonna get themselves killed 15 times on an easy part. But you shouldn't get angry at them, because they are 11 years old and steal their mom's credit card to buy shark cards. So I have to find a YouTube video to be able to experience the heist for myself. And yeah, it's all very guided, hand-holdy stuff with an army of cops going down on you. Actually, I want to mention something I see in a lot of YouTube videos. They go to this specific building and parkour to the top of it because a helicopter can spawn there. They then take that helicopter to go to the marker, and I really like that. I wish there was more freedom like that to achieve the heist in the best possible way, or just your way. The casino heist, you have 3 approaches, 2 stealthy ways and 1 loud one. The loud one, you shoot your way through the vault, take the stuff, lose the cops, and take it to the yellow marker. The big con is actually interesting. It involves disguises. You go in as pest control and are led to an elevator that leads into the vault area. But from there, you have to go stealth or go loud, whatever. I did that with my girlfriend, and she's a GTA Online beginner, so maybe not the best start for her. Your weapons will be in the laundry room or something, and there is no marker for that. You just have to walk through the map looking for the signs to make your way to the laundry room. And I really like that. No marker, just Lester telling me where it is. I'm not a baby, I can figure this shit out. But then we got through the vault with the money, and then I forgot to pick up the news outfits, my exit disguise. Maybe I am a baby that needs his binky. But it didn't really matter, the cops didn't really shoot at us and we got to the car and got out of there. Drive 10 to 20 minutes to the marker, another artificial game lengthener, lose the cops, get to the marker, boom bang bitch, heist done. Could the heists be better? Yes, I think you should have more freedom in them. The cayo perico heist. Far fewer setups and way more payout, and you can do it alone, so you don't have to take a gamble on whether or not the teammate you get is an incompetent brain deficient ape. You start by scouting the map of Cayo Perico looking for possible points for you to get in. Now I thought the best way to sneak around this island would be just to swim around it. But no, Rockstar doesn't want you to do that. So now, when you try to get back up over a hill you could totally climb up back in San Andreas, your character will suddenly develop a case of spontaneous seizures. Why? Why can't I just go up? What is the logic of putting these invisible walls here? Where's the fun in that? Rockstar, are you even asking yourselves if your game is fun? But since you're swimming, swim to the back of the compound and find the drainage tunnel. That is the best point of entry for the heist. No contest. It gets you in silently and with a pretty easy route to the vault. Finish the awful scope out mission, get through the boring setups, then start heist, and go drainage tunnel. Try to stealth to the vault, get whatever stuff is in there. Now just go out the main gate. Don't head for the marker, instead just drive straight into the ocean and swim away. You have now finished the heist. That is great. The fact that I can just swim away is awesome. Please don't change that, Rockstar. Instead, do more stuff like this. Speaking of Cayo Perico, it is the worst offender in the unclear terrain aspect of the game. In GTA, you can drive through traffic lights no problem, but not a tree. Yeah, you've heard it a million times before. But a fucking bush in Cayo Perico? I can't drive through a fucking bush, are you kidding me? The spam phone calls. All the characters in the game constantly call you to tell you that you should buy something or use some equipment you're not using. Remember how much everyone hated Roman calling for bowling in GTA 4? And Rockstar still put that shit into GTA Online, but they just did it much worse, much more invasive, and way more annoying. In one of the tuners heist, I think the one where you like raid the FIB, there is a part where Santa calls me and I accept the call, but then I can't shoot because the phone is still up and the FIB are fucking shooting at me. How the fuck does that get past QA testing? Is there even a quality assurance team at Rockstar? What the fuck are they doing? PvP in GTA Online. In the open world at least, explosions is king. You can be fucking Shroud in GTA Online, but that doesn't matter if the other player has any type of explosive since it's an insta-kill. Plus, in the open world, people will just drive around in an oppressor or some form of tank, so it's not fun and there's no skill involved at all. The only question is which one of you has better equipment. Personally, I'd rather play a PvP experience where we are both on equal ground, or at least close to it. And then the question is which one of us is more skilled. And sure, you could probably get that with deathmatch or versus, or maybe even the races. There's also the arena war, which is basically just like Twisted Metal but in GTA Online. And the rewards for doing these missions isn't very good, because the rewards for missions in GTA Online is based on how long you were doing them. So if you play it for 15 minutes, you get more money than if you did it in 5 minutes. Fucking what? Rewarding missions based on how long you did them instead of how good you did them? Why? Shark cards. It's shark cards, baby. Of course, the only reason Rockstar does anything, it's for the shark cards. There is no point in doing 90% of the content because the rewards are so terrible. You feel like you are wasting your time. You could be having fun in a race or PvP, but then you get slapped in the face with an amount of money that I can only describe as a whimper. Oh, fuck man. The pursuit of fun and the artistry in video games gets completely lost in these AAA companies and their endless quest to suck more and more money out of you. I finished Cayo Perico and finally had enough money for an oppressor, so I bought it and then realized I still needed to buy an upgrade for my Terabyte so that I would be able to upgrade my oppressor Mark II. And I bought it so that my grind in the game would be easier. And then I had the realization. I just grinded to make my grind better. And then what's next after that? Grind more money to get to the next grind? Or the next best way to grind? Or a fully optimized grind? And for what? To buy vehicles I never have a reason to use? I have an armored Kuruma and a Mark II oppressor. What more do I need? A submarine car? Not really. Nice to have, but I can just use my oppressor. At this point, I am starting to get convinced that AAA studios do not know how to make a video game that is just fun, that isn't full of grind bullshit, that isn't full of microtransaction trash, that isn't full of artificial game lengtheners to pump up their concurrent player numbers. Now Rockstar's most recent game, Red Dead Redemption 2, is a great game, but it's certainly not without fault, and of course the online experience there is very flawed. But that's for another time. I realized that I'm not having fun in GTA Online, and I probably wasn't having fun for a while. I was just mindlessly grinding because my ape brain likes seeing a number go up, kinda like a clicker game. Just a total Sigma male on the grind set. GTA Online also places you at risk in terms of cybersecurity, and I don't know how Rockstar has gotten away with that. Surely this is something companies get sued over. Rockstar, I know you can do better. I know you can make a game that's fun. Rockstar, please leave Take-Two and go independent. Out of 10. This video is a way for me to get the frustration with the game out of my system, and a reminder for me to cut the poison out of my life. Maybe I should also do that with vaping, because it's destroying my throat and I think it's actually making me sick. This video took way longer to make than I wanted, because school started again and this time I'm doing math. Differential equations and other stupid math nonsense I will never need in my life once I leave school. Plus, just recording footage for this game, I have to ensure I have like totally free 2 hours, because it's gonna take me 20 minutes just to load into the game, then 10 minutes to get to where I need to be, and then the rest of the time to record what I need to record. There's probably like 10 minutes in there of extra loading screens and other stuff that is just me waiting to play the game. So yeah, I hated making this video for 2 reasons. I don't really like complaining, it isn't fun. And I hated recording GTA Online because it's time consuming and really boring. I'm just glad it's over. Subscribe for videos about things I actually enjoy.